Good morning, children. Today I would like to start my session with the topic significance or importance of macroeconomics. Means why, what is the need of study macroeconomics? This I would like to explain with few points. Okay. The first point is description of the economy. If we want to know what is going on in our economy, then definitely we have to study the macroeconomics. Here we will understand with this description of the economy. Macroeconomics offers a deep description of the economy. Means the first point, estimation of national income. If we would like to calculate the national income, then definitely we have to find out the nature and level of the economic activity. Okay, here what is the meaning of these two words? That definitely these are the very important word, nature and level of the economic activity in the economy. Means in our country more than 50% of the populations are engaged in which sector? Primary sector, secondary sector or tertiary sector. And what is the level of their income? They are earning enough for their livelihood, or maybe they are not getting proper income, maybe they are getting good income. It will decide the nature and the level of the economic activity in the economy. The next topic is study of unemployment reveals the magnitude of the problem and the way it can be handled. मैक्रोइकोनॉमिक्स हमें ये भी बताता है कि अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट हमारी कंट्री में कितना परसेंटेज है, क्या रीजंस हैं, which are the problems, that's why there is unemployment, which are the suggestions, which are the ways through the unemployment can be handled by our government. This also we can understand under the macroeconomics. The third point is government budget reveals the way economy is regulated by the government. Under the macroeconomics, we can understand how the government budget is going on. Government revenues and expenditures are equal, where there will be a deficit budget, where there will be balanced budget, or maybe it will be surplus budget. Okay, this all information also we can get it through the macroeconomics. Okay, the next topic is roadmap of growth and development. Yes, roadmap. It means through the macroeconomics we can understand how we can achieve the ultimate goal of an economy. This will be growth and development. We all are performing all kind of economic activity to achieve only growth and development. Okay, here macroeconomics offers a roadmap of growth and development. Programs and policies of economic growth are drawn by assessing the needs and the means of the economy. The next topic is economic stability. Okay, this one is the ultimate goal of our economy. Each and every government is having only one aim, to establish the economic stability. It means there will be no inflation, there will be no deflation, and for that time to time our government have to take some measures to control the inflation, to control the deflation. Okay, that's why here study of macroeconomics helps achieve economic stability. This is achieved through appropriate monetary measures. Here you should understand the important word is it's a monetary measures. Okay, monetary measure, it means all kind of measures, or monetary policy, it means all kind of policy controlled by central bank, or central bank means controlled by the RBI. Okay, and the fiscal policy is also known as tax policy. Fiscal policy is also known as tax policy. Okay, fiscal policy refers those kind of policy which was pursued by the government. It means all kind of decisions taken by the government regarding the tax or maybe revenues, it will come under the category of fiscal policy, also known as budgetary policy. The next topic is BOP, balance of payment. It means receipts equals to payments. Still, each and every country's government want that their receipt should be always equals to their payment. Their import should be always equals to their export, but it is also rarely happen. So, under the macroeconomics, we can understand what are the reasons why in our country, a country like India, which is developing country, our import is always greater than our export. What are the reasons behind it? Okay, this BOP status of a country reveals performance of the economy in relation to rest of the world, balance of trade, export and import, shows our capacity to export and compulsion to import. The next point is problems of poverty and environmental pollution. Here you should understand the two big problem of our country. This one is a poverty, next one is a environment pollution. Okay, so definitely we can say that in India more than 29% of our population still live under the poverty line. What is the reason behind it? How can we tackle this problem? Which are the remedies that we can apply to sort out this problem? This all type of study will come under the macroeconomics. Next big issue is environmental pollution. Yes, if you would like to protect the environment, then definitely we can't establish more industries or we have to stop the urbanization and all. But if we will stop this urbanization all and country like India, we have to stop our development also. Okay, so if you would like to establish a balance between these two, means there will be environmental pollution should be also stopped and the development will be also going on, then we have to follow the sustainable development. Okay, so these are also different kinds of policies that we can follow or we can apply under the macroeconomics. Macroeconomics offers insight into the problems of poverty and environmental pollution. It is by using macro model that these problems are addressed. Okay, the next one is policy formulation. Macroeconomics is very helpful for the government to form the different types of policies through which we can tackle any kind of problem in our country relating to the economy. Information relating to macroeconomic variables like aggregate demand, aggregate supply, total consumption and investment expenditure in the economy, output across different sectors of the economy and the like is extremely useful in the formulation of policy for the growth and development of the country. Okay, it means macroeconomics is very helpful to find out what are the reasons, what are the maybe problems, which are the remedies. Okay, these all things we can discuss under the macroeconomics and we can find out which may be the solutions for the problem of our economy and we can maximize the social welfare. Okay, here the last topic. Through the macroeconomics we can find out the emerging challenges also, which may be the possible challenges. Emerging challenges of the economy becomes evident only through the macroeconomic data. Okay, now today this chapter is over and I would like to suggest a few questions. Students, you please note down. My first question is, what do you mean by macroeconomics? Your second question will be, what is the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics? Next question is, distinguish between partial equilibrium and general equilibrium. Fourth question is saving a virtue or a vice? It means saving is a profitable or a lossful. So definitely I explain it's a virtue at the micro level, but it's a vice at the macro level. The next will be state the scope of macroeconomics. And the last question will be, what is the significance of macroeconomics? Thank you.